Hello. We are live today with Kelly. We're super excited to chat with you guys about her experience today. But before we do that, I would love to walk you guys through all of the products that I have available for you because some people have been pretty curious, especially with that giveaway that I actually just closed the entries to. Everyone's been like, wait, what do the albums look like? Or what does the wall art look like? Or what do all these things, like, what are my options? So we are going to be walking through that first. So obviously, the biggest thing that, or the most popular thing that people get are albums. And I have a couple here with me. So this is my 8x8 album. This is an acrylic cover. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love, it's almost like a glass like cover. It's acrylic. I don't have nails. And then I chose the black gilding for this. So what I love about the albums is I should look for boobs first, but you don't have to worry about designing it because I assume you don't know what you're doing and I just take one less thing off your plate. But like, look at the colors. It's so beautiful. And they're nice, thick pages. Like this is one page. Like, oh my God, I can't. Look at the eye makeup too. Where are we? Incredible. So she's thick. We love to see her. And I chose like almost like a gray metallic. It's so pretty. And all albums come in a box. So you either get a gray linen box just so that if grandma and grandpa come over, we can boop, put it in the box, hide it under the bed because no one needs to be seeing your nudes. But my favorite is the luxury album because this is the box that it comes in. And honestly, it doesn't have to come in that kind of box. I just picked that because I love it. And what's really great about it is no matter what leather or you can't really see it. This is velvet. It's so soft. And then the edges here are made of wood. So this shit is solid. It's solid. And it's really hard to show you guys on a video, but there is a ribbon on the inside to help get your album. Let's see if I can, no, can't, out of it. And this one actually, my luxury line, they come in dust bags, but I didn't have it in a dust bag because look at her. Look at her. We love her. Again, super thick. And let me just check for nudies. I think this is the right way. Nope, it is not. Oh, God, and it still smells like that new leather. So with the luxury album, you have so many more options to personalize. Like this extra little cute sheet. I love her. And again, colors, incredible. Just absolutely insane. Let me see. Where am I? Where am I? There we go. And what I love about my albums is their life expectancy, no matter which one you get, is going to be a minimum of 15 years. So it's absolutely something that is going to last for generations. I want to find like one of my favorite spreads. Look at it. She's pregnant. And there are so many photos from her session that you cannot tell. Like, and that's what I love to do, especially for my baby mamas, is like, if you are pregnant, but also want some without showing your belly, like we can do that. I can't. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I have so many different like leather options that you can look through, velvets, literally anything that you can think of. I can guarantee I probably have it. Hi guys, Kylie's seriously obsessed with my album. You have me wanting, oh my gosh, I can't read. You have me wanting to look through it all over again. And now we get to have you come back for a baby mama session. So my next product that I love, I'm so bougie. I love wall art. So these were this one and this one. Those are both 16 by 24, but I have this little cutie so that you can see just how, the colors are not the same on my computer versus this. Like, it is so beautiful. And what I love about metals is that it really helps your image glow from within. And mounted on wood, it comes with these little guys to help you hang. So you don't have to worry about like freeballing it and doing it yourself, which we love to see. There's also, what else do I have? If you guys have been a past client and there is a product that you guys love, absolutely chime in. I'm going to grab a little something. So this is a fun little bonus that you can get for using my prepayment plan, a retro viewfinder. And what I love about this is, hopefully you can't see them too well, but there are nudies on this one. This is such a fun little gift for if you're thinking about a significant other, stocking stuffer, anniversary, birthday, like popping this bad boy in and then being like, oh, this is so retro and cool. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is not like cartoons. This is, these are some nudes. But yeah, no, and it's so much fun. Like, these, I think, add up to 7 additional images, which we can pick and choose which ones you want in there. So we love it. If you guys have any sort of like product highlights that you want to see more of, absolutely comment below. Mars is a babe. God, I don't know if I can put this back. Hold on. But since we have more people here, I'm going to bring Kelly in. I am so excited. We had our session way back when I was in Virginia, and I am just so excited to have her here today. So one second, we're going to bring her in. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Great.
Awesome. So I would love to just get started and hop in. So what year did we have our session? Like 2019, 2020?
No, it was later than that. I'm trying to think.
21?
It was 22, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm so off. So let's chat about what made you want to come in and do boudoir. Like, what really motivated you to start that search?
So I was just going through a really hard time being postpartum. Body image issues have always been a thing for me kind of my entire life. I went through the whole phase of just like not really treating myself kindly mentally, just not being super nice, really just over focusing on trying to fit like the world's body standards. So before I got pregnant with my first son, I completely was just like only focused on like dieting and working out and just like getting to that point. Well, and then pregnancy happens and I'm like ill. I can't really like walk around much. Felt like I was gonna pass out all the time. So essentially it wasn't really mobile, and I just, all that work that I had been so pressed on just went out the window. So I took postpartum really hard.
Yeah.
And I was just so insecure and so self-conscious. And finally I was just like talking to my husband about it one day and was like, I've seen this for so many years, and I just think about how good I would feel if I did that. And I just want to feel the way that these other people feel that look similar to me, that go through this experience. And I just see how beautiful they are. And I just know that would feel great. So that's kind of where I led up to just finally sitting down and talking about it and just going through with it.
Yeah. And I always, I very much feel your journey because it was very much like my own as well. Like, when I had, every single child that I've had, postpartum is so different. And like, no one talks about that postpartum experience to like the depths that people experience it at. And I know that I lost myself within motherhood. And I think that, coming in for a session is such a beautiful way to reclaim your identity and like reclaim your confidence and power back. So we talked about why you were looking. So how did you find me?
So I have been in the Envy group since like 2018, 2019, something like that. So I was a lurker. I just was I would just look at all the posts and I would just always be blown away really by just how like clean everything looked. Like I've always liked that. So really just like your style of photography I fell in love with. And then again, just like seeing people of all different like shapes and sizes getting the same result. That's something that's like really personal to me, because as somebody who's always struggled with that, you know how it feels to like be in a group picture and just always single yourself out as not looking like everyone else. So then seeing that I could have that experience was a big part of that. And just always, I mean, the community itself is really drawing to want to like give yourself to someone in that experience as well. So yeah, just a combination of all those things just made me know that like she's really about it, she's really good at it, and I just know I'm gonna feel great at the end of it. So
oh, I love that. Thank you so much for reflecting that back to me. So we booked the session. We're coming in the studio. What were you feeling walking in?
I was so nervous. So that I had like a good, because I was driving from Virginia Beach and the studio was a little bit like not where I thought it was going to be in my head. So I had like a good 45-minute drive. I got myself coffee, which was a bad idea because that doesn't help me if I'm feeling anxious already. So I'm like in the car sweating, like palmy sweating the whole time. In the morning, I woke up because like you get this whole checklist of things to do before you come in. And I'm somebody, if I get like directions or something like that, I obsess over it. I don't want to do anything wrong. So before I even left, I was standing in the bathroom, like, is my hair dry enough? Because I took a shower. I was like, I don't want to go in with my hair somewhat wet. All those things, just like stressing way too much. To the point when I even like, the old studio is kind of hard to find where to park. So I'm like, I'm lost. I'm late. I don't know what's happening. So yeah, just really nervous, really anxious.
What part of the experience of your morning did those nerves start to melt away?
I would say, honestly, for me, it led all the way up until like we started like taking the photos and I had something else to like focus on really. And that's when it shifted. And then I was in this mentality of like, okay, we got to do it. We're just doing it. We're in it. And so, yeah.
I know that you didn't seem nervous at all. Like I remember we were just shooting the shit with Natalia and just like conversations the whole time. So if you were nervous through that too, like I had no idea.
Yeah, really good at like downplaying that side of myself when it's going on. But yeah, I was super nervous.
Oh, so we're good at masking is what you're saying.
Yeah, for sure.
So with like the hair and makeup experience, have you ever had professional hair and makeup before?
No, and I was so excited for that.
I know that like I love head scratchies. Like I love when people do my hair. And that's always like whenever I see my clients do it, I'm just like a little bit jealous because I'm like, I want that.
Right. And I love like full glam. I used to be, I don't really do my makeup on anymore with like mom stuff, but I used to be a full glam girly. Like every weekend, if I was going out, I did the full face every time. But it's always just nice to have someone do that for you. Also because my hair is horrible to curl. So I wanted my hair to be curled for the shoot. That's another thing I'm nervous about. I feel like I have to over explain, like, yeah, my hair doesn't curl that well, so like good luck with that. But yeah, it obviously everything comes out like perfect and you look great. So that's all it felt nice.
So what kind of advice would you give to someone who might be feeling really anxious about like you said, like, oh, my hair is kind of a pain. Like, what would your advice be to someone who has like the same feelings?
That honestly, I think the nerves and the anxiety are going to be completely normal because it is such a vulnerable experience depending on what you want even. And so rightly so, especially if they're meeting you for the first time, you're going to feel a little nervous. In a way, like if you're worried about certain things, definitely voice it because it's helpful to everybody involved. Then they know what's up too. But just don't let that stop you from kind of just like letting that go once you go to participate in the experience. Because if you're in your head the whole time, you're going to just be over analyzing like everything you're doing. When you're telling people to like, okay, pose like this, you're just going to be like, I'm not doing it right. I know I'm not.
So
kind of like the trust aspect comes in.
Yes, absolutely. And I know you just mentioned like the posing, like I'm not doing it right. Did you have those feelings when we started taking your photos?
Absolutely. I was like, honestly, I was like, I'm so much more less flexible than I was like a year ago. I know I'm definitely not arching enough right now. Like, there's no way. And then you do like the behind the cameras look at one point in the session, and I'm like, wow, that's actually impressive. So
she looks cute. Right. And I know, just to share my own personal experience, I had a session when I was postpartum with my second baby, and it was luckily a friend, but she was like, arch, arch, arch. And I'm like, I am arching. It's all the way up. And she's like, okay, relax. I didn't move. Like nothing was arched. I was just like, oh, well, they're going to look like shit. But they didn't. And like, that's really to play into your trust comment. It's like, we're a professional for a reason. Like I would never let you go into this and show you bad photos. Like that's like my biggest thing is like, if I wouldn't love seeing this photo, I'm not going to show it to you. And that's just on cap. Like my expectations are just so high. And if nothing is meeting it, then we're going to try again. Okay. So we're doing the session, and let's just say when you were in outfit 2, I would say we're pretty warmed up at that point. How were your nerves then?
They were definitely a bit better. Like I was in the mood, like I was ready to change. I was like, okay, outfit 2, like a little bit more. You've gotten over that first like hump of photos. So you're a little bit more comfortable, and also just kind of like excited to do like even the last bit of things because you're constantly moving. It's constantly something different. So yeah, I definitely was like super excited by the second half, also because it was just like a completely different look. And that's the fun part of it too. You start to feel like, you know, doing like costume changes, and that's fun.
I know that we picked 2 pieces from the client closet. We had like that magenta-y purple moment, and then that plunging black like mesh bodysuit. Which one was your favorite?
That's kind of hard to say because like what I liked about them both was that they were so polar opposites in the moods that they gave to the photos. So I felt like the magenta one was like somewhat more of the fun girly pop side of the photos, and then the mesh was just like more dark and sensual and sexy. So I don't know, I like the black, the mesh outfit definitely like I favored a little bit more just because of like the way that made me feel. But I love them both.
How many pieces did I have you try on from the client closet?
I think we tried like 5 maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like
Like
we're
a
in and
few.
out.
Yeah.
And what was that like coming into the studio and having extra options to choose from?
It was so nice. Especially when I saw how many options there were, because that was like part of the big nerves. Like beforehand, I had tried to order my own pieces.
Mhm.
Then they came in, and this was just kind of my oops. Like I should have looked at the reviews a little bit better, but they didn't fit at all. So, you already take a hit, and you're just like, oh
Mhm.
great. Um, but yeah, then there were so many options and so many different sizes, and then as somebody who is like to this day struggles to shop correctly for their
Mhm.
body, you also just you were very helpful in that, where you were like, this size might say this, but I think you could wear it.
Yeah.
And I'm not good at that at all. So I felt a little bit better for sure.
Yeah, I know, there gets to a point where I, like, cut off the tags a majority of the time, so I'm doing, like, yeah, let's try this. This looks like it'll fit." And honestly, like, I am in that same boat too. Like, I am just, like, loose T-shirt and some gym shorts because I
Yep.
cannot be bothered.
No.
Can or a dress. Dresses are easy. We can do
Yeah.
dresses.
Mm-hmm.
But like actual like put together outfits stresses me out. So
Yep.
I feel you on that. Okay, let's chat about your reveal. Were you feeling nervous about seeing your images, or were you just like, fuck yeah, like let's go. I am so in for it.
The whole time I was like eating lunch waiting for you to text. I was in my head like, I don't know. I'm just, I'm my number one hater to this
Mhm.
day. And like, I pray one day, like, I get over that. But,
Mhm.
I just expected to just not like them. I just expected to not like the way I looked, to be like overcritical. Um, yeah. And I didn't think that I could pull it off, essentially.
Mm. And so then what were your thoughts when you did see them?
I was so shook. The first thing I said, because you said it when I sat down, you were like, okay, so these aren't edited. This is not what they're going to look like. This is just like the raw photos.
Mhm.
I honestly was like, I would take them like that.
Yes.
And it was just, we even had this moment because like I had to condense what I was going to end up with.
Mhm.
Um, where like, yeah, it was a shame that we couldn't have like all, I don't even know, like 70 of them, because like
Mhm.
there wasn't a bad one in the bunch. Like they were all just great. And I did just like, gave me the opportunity to sit down and put aside some of the things that like I'm so picky about
Mhm.
towards myself, and to just be like, these are actually pretty insane. Like you could show these to someone without them knowing anything, and they would be like, oh, did you like model for that? You really just get that feeling that you are like the person in that experience. You are it.
She
So
is it. She's
yeah.
the moment. Oh my gosh, and I really love how you were just proving yourself wrong at every point throughout this process, like proving to yourself that you're worthy and deserving of this experience, that you can do this. And then at the end, that's like, oh shit, I am fucking hot. Like I'm beautiful and actually believing it, because
Yeah.
I think that is the biggest hurdle for someone who may have trouble with really seeing themselves in that light. So, post session, would you say that having an experience like this helps how you view yourself now?
For sure. I mean, it's kind of just like shaped this opinion of myself in my mind, um, that I even just bring up in my head on my bad days.
Mm,
That, like, it doesn't really matter what stage of life I'm in, like how I'm looking physically, how I'm doing mentally, um, that I can just always kind of like overcome that, get over
Mm,
that.
yeah.
And especially the more like self-critical days, you just sit down and like I've said it in the group before when I posted it. I just look at my medal because it hangs on the wall. And
Yes.
I just look at it and I'm like, I'm not, you know, and, and it does just give you like this lasting confidence because for once you did something that is completely for you,
Mm,
void of anyone else's like decisions in a way, I guess. Like no one's convincing you to do this.
mhm.
It's all just for you. And I love that.
Oh god, I'm obsessed with you. So, in closing thoughts, what would you say to someone who might have like a similar journey to you? Like maybe it's a mama who is really struggling postpartum and like really losing herself within that journey and not really feeling at home in her body anymore. What would you say to her?
Just like, obviously, you already know your body can do amazing things,
Mm,
especially if you're someone who became a mom. Like, you already did something crazy. So it just further shows you that your body is capable of like beautiful things, even if you don't
mm.
see it. And don't let how you think your body looks like impact or stop you from going with the experience, because
Mm,
what we see is very different than what you see from behind the
mhm.
camera. So that's a really important part to take away from that. Don't let your self-image ruin a potential like life-changing experience for you.
Oh, God, I love that. And I know I am going to backtrack a little bit. So, you got the collection that has everything in it. Would you say that okay, I'm just going to say this. Which product do you absolutely love the most?
I would honestly say my medal. I do love
I
her.
love wall art.
It's just the way it looks is just so
Mhm.
crisp, and like when
Oh
you're
my God,
far
yes.
away, it's so clean and like you still get all the details of the image. But if you're right up on your medal and you're looking at it, you see every little like detail of your skin. It's literally like the camera was right there when it was. So I just love the clarity of it.
And really just like I'm looking at the metal on my desk right now, like metals hit different. Like I don't know what it is, but just like you were saying, they're so crisp, they're so clean. And I feel like it's such like a different but timeless sort of feel. Like I don't know. I'm also a texture slut, so like
Right.
I love stuff like
Like,
that.
my hair has like 20 shades of blonde in it in the middle. Like, again, just the detail that you see in that just gives you a really different perspective to the pictures that you were seeing.
Yes, because you got the one, were you laying on the bed? Was it the hair plop?
Yeah, my eyes are closed.
Oh God. We're gonna have to share that one in the group because I'm literally like I see it in my head. I'm literally obsessed with it. Okay. I want to thank you so much for taking the time tonight to chat with me, share your experience with everyone. And I am just so excited. Ooh, because you entered the giveaway, didn't you?
I did.
Oh, okay. Okay, mommy. So we are going to be announcing the winners on the 20th at 7 p.m. So I hope that I'll get you live as well as everyone else. But other than that, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. And we will see you guys on the 20th. Bye.
Bye.